Grand Rising, happy Sunday. I pray everybody's having a positive, productive day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that today. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. That being said, I'm here with the daily devotion from Sarah Young's Jesus Calling for October 27th, 2024. It's kind of a long one, so here we go. As you become increasingly aware of my presence, you find it easier to discern the way you should go. This is one of the practical benefits of living close to me. Instead of wondering about what is on the road ahead or worrying about what you should do if or when, you can concentrate on staying in communication with me. When you actually arrive at a choice point, I will show you which direction to go. Many people are so preoccupied with future plans and decisions that they fail to see choices they need to make today. Without any conscious awareness, they make their habitual responses. People who live this way find a dullness creeping into their lives. They sleepwalk through their days, following well-worn paths of routine. I, the creator of the universe, am the most creative being imaginable. I will not leave you circling in deeply rutted paths. Instead, I will lead you along fresh trails of adventure, revealing to you things you did not know. Stay in communication with me. Follow my guiding presence. She referenced Psalm 32, verse 8, and Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. I've got those pulled up. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Verse 2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And then Psalm 32, verse 8. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Verse 9. Be ye not the horse, or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. 10. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. 11. Be glad in the Lord and rejoice, yea, righteousness, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. You know, we talk about what she's talking about here a lot. Even when things are hard, where we may not understand what's happening or why it's happening or why we're going through what we're going through or why the universe is allowing those things to happen, we're not supposed to understand. And we as humans, it's in our nature to try to find our own path. And even though to a point that is accurate, because none of our paths are the same, we have a destined path that we're supposed to be on. And a lot of times if we disconnect from the spirit, we lose track of that path. We wander off the trail. And that's how we get lost in the wilderness, is because we detach from that discernment and that guidance that's there for us to help us. And boy, do I get it. it's so hard to just sit and idle and wait for an answer or wait for a solution. You know, I've quit talking a lot about the details of my situation just because I don't like putting my business out there like that, really. But really, my whole life has been a battle. And I guess it's that way for a lot of people. It's, you know, I'm not trying to make myself special or try to make my circumstances different. There's a lot of people who have gone through same or similar situations as I have. And the ways of this world is very discouraging for people that are in those situations. This world has become so selfish and so concerned about things that really don't even really matter. And it's hard when you have nobody here in the physical to turn to. You know, and I think some people, I know a lot of people take that for granted. And until you've experienced it, you can't know what it feels like. I remember there was a time in my life where I felt very abandoned, even though my family was still present in my life. I don't think that I've ever had a chance to not feel abandoned. And because we go by what we know and what we see in this physical plane, we find it very hard to believe that there's something or someone that won't abandon us. It took me a very long time to build my relationship with Spirit because, you know, I thought about things from a human perspective. You know, if my own parents abandoned me, belittled me, judged me, ridiculed me, why wouldn't anybody else? Why would anybody else love me when my own parents didn't? And sure, you know, I've grown a lot and I've accepted that, sure, they might have loved me in their own way. But in whatever shape or form that love was, it didn't stop them from abandoning me. It didn't stop them from destroying my life. It didn't stop them from taking my child from me. It didn't stop them from literally ripping my heart out and serving it to me on a silver platter. Everybody that I've ever loved has hurt me. And that makes me think of Bob Marley when he talked about attachment and how it doesn't matter what it is. When you become attached to something, it's just a matter of time before that attachment hurts you. Whether it's, you know, just by natural things happening, you know, somebody passing away, a pet, a relative, a loved one passing away, or by them deliberately doing something to hurt you. And unfortunately, it took me losing everything. My child, my home, my family, my self-respect, to accept things the way they are. And to accept that, you know, we're not all meant to walk the same path, and we're not meant to understand everything that happens. Even though I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, you know, sometimes we have to wait a really, really, really long time to find out what that reason is. It also took me a long time to understand that pretty much everybody in my family was a narcissist, which is why I didn't fit in with my family, because I'm not like that. Don't get me wrong, they tried their best to make me a materialistic, selfish person. And for a long time, I fell into that trap. And it's a very discouraging, it can be a very discouraging journey when you have to learn to trust the universe, to trust your Heavenly Father, and walk in faith. I literally, whether I chose to walk away from it or it was taken out of my life, I've lost everything. And I'm this close to losing my freedom. You know, I don't have a license, so I can't legally go anywhere. I don't have family. I don't have friends. I don't even get to communicate with my son anymore. People have lied on me. People have stolen from me. People have taken advantage of me. People have abused me. People have raped me and drugged me, and when we go through those things, it's very hard to keep faith. It's very hard not to question, why are these things happening? What did I do to deserve this? What can I do to fix it? And in a lot of people's cases, and in my case as well, there's not really much you can do to fix it other than just try to heal. I drove myself crazy for a long time trying to understand. I still don't understand. But that's because my mind doesn't work like that. I don't think like that. So I can't understand it. I've prayed and begged for a sign, for some sympathy, for some redirection. And even though I don't understand why I haven't gotten those answers, I just have to walk in faith that as long as I keep bettering myself, as long as I keep trying to heal myself, and as long as I do right by the world, that the good will prevail. But so many times we're put through those situations because it's a test. And I'm sure I've probably failed a lot of tests throughout my life. But I diligently try now to walk in the light and to not let my situation, the people that I come in contact with, the disappointment, the anxiety, the depression, I try not to let those drag me back to the dark side. Because there was a time in my life where I could have very easily done that. And probably not even really thought twice about it. But I didn't want to be that kind of person. And that was when I learned how the ways of this world will tear us down to the lowest levels. That's why it's so important for us to distance ourselves from the ways of this world. To be strong in our faith. And not to let fear, drag us to the dark side. I really didn't intend on talking about that today. But I just want to encourage you guys to please stay strong. Please don't give up. I know. It's hard. But love yourself. Love others when you can. And work on healing. If you can't do anything else, Work on healing your heart and building that relationship with your Heavenly Father. Because that's the only thing that can't be taken away from you. As always, be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there, if there's any possible way that you can fill it, please do so. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.